have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them because we don't want them coming back, so we're going to send them out to Guantanamo.
So Guantanamo Bay.
It's a great idea. If you're going to send them and you're pretty sure they're just going to make it right back, you might as well just house them here because they're going to end up right back here anyway.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're not playing. 30,000 can be housed there.
When the last time has somebody ever been housed there? It's been like 30, 40.
They've been doing a lot because I know they stopped using it. And then we was like, bump it, we leaving, but we never really left.
Yeah.
And now we sending people back.
It's crazy.
America's controversial offshore prison will now hold criminals illegally in the country. But if you thought progressives were upset about that, put your seatbelts on because there's another prison that could soon house these criminals. And some people say this place is even worse.
That offer would put convicted criminals in President Bukele's notorious mega prison, known as the Terrorism Confinement Center, built by Bukele to house alleged members of gangs that had once helped make El Salvador one of the most dangerous countries in the world.
He has offered to house in his jail.
That don't look like nowhere you want to be.
Nowhere you. This boy had 13 on him early.
Like everybody in there's a gangbanger.
Period. Period. That's all I seen.
It's like when you go in there, you don't have a choice. You got to join something.
Yeah, there's no other way to live. No other way to live. Do you see them racks? Like, dog, even in the military, like, you might have had a rack above you.
Yeah.
It was like 4 racks high.
That reminded me of Squid Game. Huh? Squid Game, they had all the racks and all.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Stacking them in there like Legos.
It's crazy.
Dangerous American criminals, including those of U.S. citizenship and legal residence.
It's a non-starter to talk about deporting U.S. citizens.
It's no different than a prison system, except it would be a lot less expensive.
Chaos and outrage today in downtown L.A. with thousands of people protesting President Trump's threat of mass deportation. The crowds blocked the freeways, the city streets. They caused huge traffic delays.
That's what I never understood. Like, they really, United States with like Mexican flags, like saying Mexico is oh so great. That's what I think when I see people represent their flags. Like, this is where I'm from.
Yeah,
I'm proud
like
to
pride,
be this.
pride.
Then why you not there?
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild. It's wild. This situation, I'm lost for words, man.
Yeah.
I'm really lost for words.
I'm confused.
And they prompted the LAPD to issue a citywide tactical alert.
That's wow.
He doesn't care. We need to be treated like humans. I'm mad. I'm like sad. I'm like all mixed emotions. There's so many people out there that may have came here illegally, but
if you are an individual, a foreign national,
They might have came here illegally, but that's the issue.
That's not a strong argument. It's just, it is what it is. It's not a strong argument.
Not at all.
there that may have came here illegally, but
if you are an individual, a foreign national who illegally enters the United States of America, you are by definition a criminal, and so therefore you are subject to deportation.
You are. You broke the law.
You broke the law before you got here.
If me and you go break the law right now, what's gonna happen?
They locking us up.
So why can't I get locked up?
Facts.
This is a photo of that notorious mega prison in El Salvador. And what none of the activists complaining about this will tell you is that the threat of imprisonment, either here or at Guantanamo, is going to have a major effect on public safety in this country, because these are two of the toughest prisons in the entire world. And they were designed to hold members of gangs like Venezuela's Tren de Aragua, which has been taking over sanctuary cities like New York, selling weapons, committing crimes, and exploiting.
It was going down with them in New York. Like, they was assaulting cops. They was doing whatever they want because they noticed they could do whatever they want and they would just get released the same day. So what would deter you from doing crime?
Not a damn thing in that situation.
The cops locking them up. Man, I'll be out in an hour or two.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Other immigrants, all of it allowed by a lax legal system that releases violent offenders and will not cooperate with ICE. But ICE is now here hunting down these criminals who won't just be incarcerated, they'll now be sent to one of two isolated supermax prisons where escape is virtually impossible. And life in either of these places is going to be the opposite of living as a criminal in a big city like New York. And that's going to terrify some criminals so much that they leave on their own. And that includes American criminals.
It's hard. We did a video yesterday when the illegals were getting put in the best hotels in New York City.
Yeah, we did.
it's hard to deter people from coming over here when they know, oh, I just gotta make it over there and they're gonna put me in luxury.
Yeah, and this was happening at the same time as deportation was happening. So yeah, now they're sending them somewhere effective. It's almost like a shock treatment.
And then it's a deterrent factor.
Yeah.
People hear that like, oh, I could go over there and end up over there. Well, I'm gonna stay right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay right here where I'm at.
It ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Because El Salvador hasn't just offered to hold dangerous folks who are here unlawfully, they've also said they're willing to outsource the housing of dangerous US-born convicts, who will apparently be mixed in with a general prison population of hardened criminals from all across Central and South America. Something nobody in a US prison is probably excited about. However, offloading our prison population would not only save America money, but will also incentivize good behavior on behalf of prospective American criminals before they do something they shouldn't. Which brings us to the real reason why activists are so upset about these new developments many Americans say they support. Once all of our criminals are somewhere else, there's not going to be anybody left to advocate for or sympathize with as a victim of an unfair, unjust society. But viewing criminals as victims is how you enable a Tren de Aragua ringleader to raid apartments in Colorado and then escape to New York, a sanctuary city, where he then gets apprehended by ICE after trying to make a rather explosive purchase.
One of the ringleaders, he had warrants out for his arrest in Colorado, and this ringleader had just tried to buy some grenades. He had been a part of a gun buy.
Buying grenades while living in an apartment.
That's crazy. We seen that video in Colorado. I didn't know he went to New York City, but it makes sense like we were saying. He in Colorado, then he said, yo, they getting our luxury hotels in New York. I'm going to New York.
Right.
That's where to be at. And then they lock him up, release him, and next thing he trying to do is buy grenades.
Yeah.
And this is why the border need to be locked down, because people like this is coming in here to do stuff like this.
Grenades is a whole nother level
Yes.
of we need to get him out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's bad enough if you say a assault rifle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You start talking about grenades though, yeah, we need some type of action.
Yeah.
Building near families. That's absolute insanity. And the only way to end this madness is with a solution that strikes fear in the hearts of even the hardest gang members. But as you're about to see, it's pretty tough to tell which of these two controversial prisons is going to do a better job of that.
President Trump directing the Pentagon and DHS to prepare to hold up to 30,000 undocumented migrants at Guantanamo Bay before they're eventually deported back to their home countries.
We can actually see the detainees. They cannot see us back through this glass.
And that
it's literally a prison for people nobody wants in their country. And the US is already sending people here. This plan has already started. There hasn't even been time to protest against it. US sends first flight with migrant criminals to Guantanamo Bay after Trump crackdown. Look at this guy here with the tattoo on his neck. This is crazy. Apparently, the facility will be guarded by 200 Marines. And advocates are upset. They're saying that housing people here is inhumane. But the plan is to build humanitarian relief centers and have people stay there. They're not putting them in the jails that are also for terror suspects. And we've got the same tent-style facilities here in New York. We've had them for the last 2 years, and even though people weren't thrilled with them when we had them here, it's not like the country is doing anything different than a sanctuary city that's housing asylum seekers.
We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them.
Yeah. Some of these people are gang members, some are terror watch list suspects. Some of these are people who here in New York are not only living in city-run shelters where they've got weapons that they smuggled in because this is a sanctuary city that doesn't do any background checks, they're also using those weapons to coerce other immigrants to join their gang or forcing them to join their gang under threats, intimidation, telling people they'll be branded as outsiders if they go against what this gang wants. And that's terrible. That's a level of human exploitation that we're allowing to happen here because we don't have a real system of consequences to keep people like this out of our country. Why would...
And that's exactly why they need to be deterred. And I heard all about that in New York City when the gangs from other countries was making the people in there join their gang. And the only thing they want you to join their gang to do is go do some stupid stuff they don't want to do. Go break into some cars, go do this, go do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's all bad. So something had to be done about it.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on the grenades, bro. Honestly, because the amount of destruction that can be done
from
with
one
grenade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure he wasn't trying to get one.
He wasn't trying to get one.
Nah.
Would Trump not trust them? Well, right here it says that this gang was started in a Venezuelan prison, which is absolutely insane. They took over the prison. Look at this. In 2023, they found a swimming pool with restaurants inside, along with weapons, including automatic rifles, machine guns, and thousands of rounds of ammunition. It doesn't sound like people who are actually in a prison doing their time. Doesn't sound like that. It sounds like they're in there plotting what they're going to do next. And if you send people like this back to a country that's supposed to incarcerate them, how could you possibly expect that we're not going to have a repeat and these people aren't going to be out and then be back at the U.S. border trying to get back into our country, where they just make things more...
And we already seen that from people. Well, I've seen the videos. I don't know if you've seen it, but people that already got deported, they just on there like, hey, they got me a license. I'll be back soon. They over there in their countries making a fake license, and they talk about...
Yeah, I did see that video.
I'll be right back.
I'll be back.
He said, I've been trying to get a vacation from my boss, but thanks to Trump, I got a week vacation.
It's wild life out here.
My boss wouldn't give me no time off.
I got a week off.
Shout out to Trump. It's crazy.
Dangerous for law-abiding immigrants. But apparently the United States government is gearing up to place a lot of individuals in this type of custody, because there's also this new deal on the table with the nation of El Salvador. Their president has offered to house people in his state-of-the-art maximum security prison, which was built for terrorists and gang members, some of the exact same people that we're having a problem with now here in our country. But these are both really tough prisons. They're designed so that the people inside can never get out unless somebody lets them out. Now, to me, the maximum security El Salvador prison looks a lot scarier just because there's a whole bunch of other people in there who we know are very bad people. But experts are saying that the isolated nature of Guantanamo Bay and the way it's set up just breaks a person down mentally.
He says the Guantanamo detention facility has always been a lawless place, so it's no surprise to him that a president who he says has no respect for the law would be attracted to it.
You wouldn't know where you were in the world. All you see is ocean. It was a perfect place to just stuff people in.
Yeah, I mean, after you go to a place like that, you're on an island. You're going to get island fever, but it's also a prison. It's got to be incredibly depressing. But when you consider that these gang members who are going to end up being sent to this place, that they're here in America right now using their mental energy to commit crimes and get away with it, that one guy was trying to buy grenades. We don't want people using their mental energy for that. So perhaps it's better to have somebody who's that dangerous in a place where they can't hurt anybody else. Look at this. Tiny little rooms, barbed wire, thick doors. No thanks. But what also looks pretty bad is this prison in El Salvador.
Built by Bukele to house alleged members of gangs that had once helped make El Salvador one of the most dangerous countries in the world.
Their country has gotten so much safer since they set this prison up.
Down on crime. That crackdown has swept up 80,000 people and enjoyed public support.
Yeah.
You lock up 80,000 people, damn right your country gonna be a lot safer.
Damn! That's damn near Jet Stadium.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, it's 88.5. You said 80,000 people. That's a lot of people, bro.
I'm pretty sure crime went...
You damn right it went down.
Yeah.
People support it because they can walk down the streets. They're not in danger anymore in their own country. And you've got people in working class neighborhoods in New York that are saying the exact same thing. Now that ICE is here going on these raids, getting rid of some of these dangerous criminals, they say their neighborhoods feel more safe than they used to, which makes it pretty hard to understand why.
I can see why.
That's what it's all about. People just want to feel safer. That's why we didn't understand why the Biden administration was just letting people come across so freely. They were taking over apartment plexes. Nobody was feeling safe when they was around, and we really didn't understand why that was allowed to go on.
And did you just see 80,000 people
I seen
who
80,000
was all fully tatted up? You can't get no description.
Yeah.
You got to think about that. If 80,000 people running around the same
small area,
all tatted up from it, well, how do you describe them?
Causing havoc.
Wreaking havoc. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way around it.
Wow.
Crazy situation. Definitely keep an eye on them. Before we got out this video, if you didn't like, subscribe, leave a comment, make sure you do that. Until our next video is Tremaine Jones.
It's Lamar Wilson.
And we out.